I'm at work right now.
Starting off the podcast, we got a full house today. Starting it off with a little guayaki yerba mate. That's pretty good.
I've never had one of those.
Oh my. Megan. By the way, this is assistant Megan. Stopping by today, hanging out with us. Also, Hater Dave in the studio.
Hello.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Just living it up.
All right.
Trying to stay busy.
Living life.
School's coming to an end. That means the wife and kids are going to be released from academia here shortly.
Mm-hmm. And you got to deal with them?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Sounds fun. Yeah.
I can't wait for all the texts. Bring home this. Bring home that. No, it'll be...
That's where you tell her, hey, you have a car?
Yeah. It'll be fun. It's good. I love the summer.
Yeah.
We get to roam free, do whatever we want.
This is also Gyno Meg, Assistant Meg.
Gyno Meg.
Yeah.
I don't know what else.
I'm not a gynecologist.
But you used to look at a lot of vaginas.
Pictures.
Pictures?
Yeah. But
That was your
Like pictures? Like, wait a second.
like
like-
files, right?
So you
Like-
were in what position?
well, I was just in high school just doing like medical records, so they were like medical pictures close up.
Oh.
Not good ones then.
Yeah.
No. Nothing you
Close-ups.
want to willingly look at, I would
Got
say.
the gonzo gyno.
Yeah.
That's a pretty crazy high school job.
yeah.
Most people are like,
It was a good time.
you know, cooking fries and burgers.
Yeah.
I learned a lot because I was pretty sheltered, so it was good birth control too.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Really good. Scared the crap out of me for a long time.
Okay.
Well, speaking of birth control, you finally were able to have some sex and you have a daughter now.
Yes, I have a daughter. She's 4. She's great. I love being a mom. Yeah.
Any more on the way?
No, it's probably going to be a one and done thing. Getting older, I don't know. It gets riskier, you know, once you get,
But not after you have a first one. I think it's risky if you haven't had one, right?
well, actually, I'm not positive on that specifically, but like now I'd be geriatric pregnancy, I think is after like 36. So I'll be 39 in like 2 weeks.
Geriatric pregnancy.
Geriatric pregnancy.
It's a whole new level of geriatrics.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
embarrassing. So, I don't know. The risks go up, but then like I don't have much like family support just because
They're
no
not
one in my
close.
family. Well, they're not physically close, and then no one's retired, and so I'm literally having to do everything on my own all the time.
Yeah, that changes things a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I mean, my in-laws would love to live close. They would help so much if they could, but they're a few hours away. So, and then I had like a really hard time postpartum with my kids. So not with her, it was me, just with postpartum depression and stuff. So I just think we're really good with one.
But think about it. By the time you have another, your daughter will be older and she can help.
Yeah, but I think I'd be the best mom to one kid. I think, you know.
I think you're on the right path.
Yeah. I heard a saying one time where it's like, it's better to give them the best of you instead of what's left of you. And so I really like that. And that's kind of like what I feel like would happen.
Plus everyone, you know, when you first get pregnant or have a baby on the way, if you're
Mhm.
a man, and everyone will warn you, oh, you know, get ready. No one warns you about the second child.
Yeah.
You think, oh yeah, I'm already doing this. It's gonna be fine. Man, our second kid,
I can only imagine.
the workload. I was just like, how come no one warned me about this?
Yeah. And nobody checks in on you as often or anything, I'm sure, because they're probably like, oh, you got this. It's fine. You've done it before. But
Yeah.
that would be a really hard transition.
Well, there's another saying from our Lord and Savior, Elon Musk, and it's like, bang it out, put some people out in this earth.
Yeah. Population is an
Yeah.
issue. We're on the decline.
So
Right.
we don't really care about like what quality of mother you're going to be.
Yeah, we're on the quantity page.
Yeah, we need the people.
Oh, yeah. That sounds good.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well,
Do your part.
Not me. It'll have to come from someone else. So,
Hey, can we talk about your husband and like the recent stuff that me and you talked about him, like that he went through, like at work? We don't have
you can
to.
edit this out, but I don't know if we should.
Okay.
Just like for privacy purposes, I don't know.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
okay.
What else can we ask Megan?
Well, hold on. Can I tell him really quick? So, because I feel bad. He
I'll
feels
tell him
left
at
out.
the end.
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll forget and then he'll
Yeah,
never
I know.
Yeah, I'll
That's
never
good.
know.
Hey, but let's get in some topics then.
Okay.
And then we'll poke fun of Megan a little bit more throughout the show here.
Great.
By the way, I've known Megan for a long time,
Yeah.
since like high school. I haven't seen her in a really long time. So at least 10 years I haven't seen you.
Yeah.
You got that married life and everything. You know, stuff happens. And you helped me out last podcast at the health and wellness place that we did. So make sure you guys check out that episode. It's on the channel. A lot of good information on it. But yeah, so then I was like, hey, Megan, you should come on the podcast.
Yeah.
I've got time.
I actually had a podcast set up. And then so weird how like people are, but because I'm not like that, but I know there's infinite of people like this. But I was texting and the dude's like, yeah, so what time do you usually do it? And I said, well, I usually do it early, but whatever works for you. Never heard back.
Sweet.
I'm like, huh.
People are so weird.
But we were like literally texting. But, you know, I know that happens a lot with people and they're like, oh, I read it. I thought I wrote you back and, you know, stuff like that. I still haven't heard. Maybe that. I don't know.
Maybe he's
But,
too embarrassed at this point to respond because he feels bad.
So I don't know. So
Yeah, but there's plenty of times where I like type out a text and then my phone rings, so it kills the screen. And then I get on the phone and then I completely forgot. And then I'm like, how come he hasn't responded to me yet? What the hell's going on here? And then I go look and I never hit send. Text is still there. And I'm like, oh.
The only time it ever happens to me is like if I'm working and my phone goes off and I just look at my watch. So I'll read the text, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
But then once I get on my phone, I'll like eventually text back and stuff. But the whole texting and then going ghost right after, I've never done that because it's like, if you're doing that, you're doing that. I'm like,
Right.
What happened that your phone just fell out of your hand and you ended up 50 miles away from it or something that you can't continue that conversation we were just having?
Right. Hey, along
kinda
those
weird.
lines, it's something that I read a couple of years ago, and since then, I was like, that seems obnoxious, but now it's like I've noticed it's kind of the thing. What do you think of that thumbs up emoji? Is that
It's good.
or
Oh, how people like.
yeah? If someone responded to your text just with a thumbs up,
Right. Isn't that the younger generation that's thinking that's like the middle finger?
yeah,
or
it's like
something?
passive aggressive.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Like, yeah, it's great, bud.
Yeah, like whatever, dude.
I don't
yeah.
get that.
Yeah,
I do thumbs up on everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the time, like all day. I don't
Okay.
know. People are just weird.
I wonder if that's a product from like TikTok or like Instagram where everything's like when you like something you heart it instead of.
Right.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I have no idea. It's just something, and since then I'm like I've never really seen anyone give me a thumbs up on anything. So
I always give you
sure,
a thumbs up.
I'm sure. I think you do one of these signs.
I do all of them.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I realized? I didn't do an intro to this podcast. That's how excited I was.
Well, you gave us an intro on your goyaki.
That's what I was
By
excited
the way,
about.
I'm
Not-
drinking
Right.
some LaCroix La Cola. Not a fan.
Not a fan?
No,
that
it has
flavor's
kind of a
weird.
cola taste without any sweetness.
Yeah.
It's okay. I just prefer like the essence, flavored stuff. The hibiscus one I just tried. It was really good.
Mhm.
Forgot to bring you one.
Those
Wow.
have caffeine, right?
Yeah, Megan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
These have nothing but carbonation.
I don't do caffeine anymore.
Mm.
Quit caffeine.
Yeah,
No.
I don't really do caffeine that much, but those are delicious.
Hmm.
Can we talk about Diddy really did it?
Did he?
He did
Did
a
he?
lot.
Yeah.
Not good.
So
You say did it? Which one?
I mean, it's hard to put past that he didn't do all of it.
He did domestic violence.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of her. But
Uh-huh.
so a video just came out. CNN got the tapes from, I think, this luxurious hotel in LA. I forget what it was called. That he paid off. I think like $50,000 or something like that for them not to, put that footage out there.
Mhm.
But whatever's going on now, someone got it and they put it out, and yeah, he's all beating Cassie.
That's crazy. Do you think So he's not going to be charged with anything because of statute of limitations based on how long ago it was. And I
Yeah.
guess she had the ability to file charges.
Yep.
But it seems like there should be some kind of criminal investigation between him and the hotel.
Yeah.
Like obstruction of
Bribery. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
of justice or something. Yeah. Like, oh, yeah, you took payment to
But
hide
that's
a crime.
also like, I don't know the statute there.
Right.
Because that was the same.
Well, it's
you
just
know,
now
time.
discovered, right?
Yeah.
Like no one knew about it. So it's like saying someone just sold 15 pounds of coke like 10 years ago, but now there's proof that it's come to light. I'm sure they'd still be charged.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, to be
It's
honest.
kind of hard to prove it then. It's like that was 10 years
Well,
ago.
if the
I'm a
proof
changed
was
man.
there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing I have a hard time with is how people maybe try to defend him. And I get it. Like girls come out of the woodwork sometimes, depending on the celebrity or whatever, easy payday, stuff like that. So like protect the men. But at the same time, like I knew this guy was a dirtbag since the 90s. He killed Tupac, you know? So,
true.
so I've never liked P Diddy, but then this comes out, all the other stuff comes out, and I'm like, you can't really put it past him. I'm not gonna judge and say like, yeah, he did it. But then now this video comes out, and it's like, okay, well, he really did that.
Yeah.
So then, what else was he doing? You know, and then also like, it's kind of weird how people put past certain things, that allegations on certain strong, like famous, wealthy, powerful celebrities, when it's like we kind of know that that's what they do because they have that status.
Right.
So that's kind of blows my mind how people are like, well, yeah, he might have beat her, but he probably didn't do the other stuff. And it's like, well, he probably did.
Right.
I wonder if this was like some sort of opportunity for whoever released that footage because of what else was going on with the investigation with him and stuff. And they're trying to cash in on it or something too.
Well, like I said, the second that guy came out saying that, yeah, he put the money out to get Tupac killed, all of a sudden then everyone started coming out with stuff like Cassie and then all the other stuff. It was just that one little leak that needed to happen for everyone to feel comfortable. Like, you know what? He's not that powerful. Like, he's going to go down. And then they felt, I think, the confidence to finally come out.
Right. Didn't they arrest someone on for the death of Tupac just last year or something?
Yeah.
I wonder what the affiliation there is.
Well, he's the one that got paid by $1 million by Diddy to kill Tupac.
Okay.
So
is this conspiracy talk or?
Puffy put the money out,
Right.
saying $1 million to whoever kills Tupac, basically.
How did they prove that? Did they prove that?
They can't really prove it because I don't know if the transaction was actually there. So it's all like hearsay. But there might be like some phone calls and stuff like that. But it's just like a lot of people that know or were involved in that situation. They were like, yeah, that was a legit thing. Right. So that's the thing. Like the guy didn't have to kill Tupac, right? But if that money wasn't promised to begin with, then I don't think you just kill Tupac.
Right.
And then that leads into Biggie getting killed. So really he had the hand in Biggie, his best friend, getting killed because it was a direct retaliation to the murder of Tupac. Not a good dude.
No.
Not a good dude.
Piece of shit.
Did you watch the video?
No.
You didn't watch the video?
No.
It's crazy because, it shows him, she's trying to get on an elevator and he grabs her. And I don't know if he like punches her or whatever, but throws her on the ground and then like stomps her twice, like kicks her.
Oh, shit.
And then there was another part of him running through the hallway like in a towel. And he just looks like a psycho. It's like, holy shit, dude, that guy is crazy.
There was a scene I thought in a movie. I forget which one it is, but I think it's what's the guy's name? Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill and someone, was it like 22 Jump Street or something, where they're running down a hallway and Diddy's running after him?
No, that was I know what you're talking about.
Oh, Get Him to the Greek.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
With Russell Brand.
I love that movie.
Okay, that was it. Yeah.
That was a stem off Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, was it?
Did you ever watch that one?
Yeah.
We just talked about that.
Yeah.
That is my favorite. One of my favorite.
Yeah,
movies.
that's a really
that's like
good
top
movie.
5 for me for sure.
That's a good one. There was some context there I wanted to bring up, but no.
That he's crazy.
Yeah.
That's him in real life.
So do you think he'll get a pass like Chris Brown? Are they like, let's say hypothetically he's not being charged for anything else. And
so he doesn't get charged for anything.
So like, yeah, from a social cultural aspect.
No, I think like he almost seems like too much of a dirtbag. The Chris Brown thing was a weird situation. Like, I don't know.
Was
like,
there video of that?
No,
it was just pictures of her
photo.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to, argue with that video too.
Yeah. But people, I think, like, were, Chris Brown, they were young. He's stupid. And he hasn't, like, done it since that we know of or whatever. So I think it was a little bit easier to people to forget about that.
Right.
And then I think, like, even Rihanna come out and, like, didn't really, like, seem to make that much of a big deal about it. So it was like, okay, well, and then Diddy just has so much stuff, like, under his name now that it's like, dude, we can't. Everyone's that dropped them. And then now, like, celebrities, like, after that video came out, Steph Curry stopped following him on social media, and like all these other celebrities that were like down with him still. They're like, nope.
No way, huh? Do you think conspiracies are that he's a CIA implant?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Think about it, just like him having like carte blanche to do whatever he wants. He just kind of loses control because of how much power he has. So he just...
maybe, but I think at the same time, these guys are just so rich and powerful anyways that they just do whatever they want. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially with how famous and rich he's been for so long. Like, eventually, I feel people, depending on their personality, they just kind of go nuts.
Right.
And they just, I don't know, think they can get away with stuff.
Yeah. It seemed like he was really into, like, humiliating people.
Yeah, it's weird.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, whether it was, like, beating on someone or, like, sexually. Because it sounded like he would make... One of the claims was that he would get a bunch of dudes to, like, gangbang that chick, and he'd watch.
Yeah,
and he'd, like, pay the people to do it. And he'd, like, make her do it. Even if probably she didn't want to, but she would do it.
Wow.
That's another sickness on its own, like, staying around. Like, if your dude's beating you, like, Diddy in the Grand Sierra hallway, you better leave him. I don't get that. You gotta leave. This was an interesting thing I saw on X this week. Adin Ross, he was on a live stream with this guy named, never heard of him, but Life and Scars. I guess he's another streamer. Dude, the guy was on there and he says HIV is the best STD to get out of all the STDs you could possibly get.
Well, now, maybe.
So Megan knows because she's been in the medical field.
Yeah.
So this guy was claiming if you have HIV, you get so much benefit. You get free healthcare. I think you get some kind of like free money also. And he was just saying like a bunch of stuff. He's like, and most of the time, HIV doesn't turn into AIDS. So you're good. You ain't going to die from it.
Right.
So I'm like, well, fuck, when you put it...
That's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, when you put it that way.
I mean, you can take drugs to where you're like, the virus is completely undetectable now. So it's basically like you're walking around without it anyway.
Yeah.
So...
Can you transmit it at all?
I don't... Yeah, at a certain threshold, it's not transmittable anymore. So...
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
smokes.
almost positive.
So maybe the guy did have...
Is that a lifelong medication?
Yeah, you'd have to. Yeah. So I mean, it's a commitment.
But it's free.
But yeah,
it's a commitment.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta commit to.
You gotta commit to dealing with insurance or whatever, and going to the pharmacy all the time, making sure you take that all the time, and then you have to get like blood tests and doctor's appointments to make sure everything's still in line. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
But also, what's the side effects from the medication? I have no idea. But
I could never do that because I get like embarrassed when I go to the dentist and they're like, you haven't been flossing, have you? I'm like, damn it. So imagine like
you don't do the whole ramp up thing where it's like, fuck, I got a dentist appointment in 10 days. I got to floss every day. No.
Yeah.
So imagine going in, oh, it looks like you got HIV. You're like, oh shit. That'd be so embarrassing.
Yeah.
He's all, congratulations.
Still best to just not get it.
Well, I mean, it's the way this guy, and I don't know like how he knows or, but he made it sound like you free medical.
Yeah.
You get the medication for free anyways because you get him free medical. So you're not going to die. It's not going to expand to or transform into AIDS and die. And for whatever reason, he kept saying like you get like money from the government, like free money.
Yeah, that I don't know about. Maybe there's some sort of like
Because it's almost like you're disabled.
Victims fund or not victim, that's the wrong word, but like some sort of program that you sign up for then.
Yeah. So you just get some money. So realistically, you could just like be at home and not do nothing and just get paid by the government.
What if it's only like a couple $100s?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. Better than nothing, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, given the value of healthcare, if it's actually free, it's it's $1,200 a month.
Yeah.
Basically.
Better than hepatitis.
Yeah.
Better than poking the eye.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If I had to choose, I'd still take gonorrhea. Couple pills and you're done.
Yeah, that's not one that I'm really like involving myself into like picking which one I'd rather get. So.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it's a choice. Hypothetical. Come on.
Nah, I'll rather just go to the dentist and get embarrassed when she's like, And I swear, like, I'll go and she'll clean my teeth even harder. Like if she notices that I wasn't flossing so much.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, over here, there's some plaque. And then she'll do it so much harder. I'm like, dude, that hurts.
Really?
Yeah.
Every time I go to the dentist, the lady that does my teeth, she's like super aggressive. I love it. I'm like, yeah, get it. Mm-hmm. It's like a massage on your gums.
No. It's like an itch you can't scratch.
Yeah.
Like it feels good. Yeah. I like getting my teeth clean when they're like aggressive like that.
Oh yeah.
Dang. I'm a pussy then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe so. I don't know. No way. I'm like, yeah, get in.
I hate it. Mm-hmm. And I just hate like getting yelled at for stuff. It's like, dude, just let me live my life, please. Yeah. I didn't come here for like counseling, you know? Do you guys remember the brand that basically said if you buy so much of this product and get so many points awarded,
Pepsi.
Correct, you'll get a free fighter jet.
Oh, fighter jet?
Yeah. And someone actually did it.
So that was back in the day.
And they said, it was a joke. Oh, and dang. I think they went to a lawsuit.
That. Yeah.
I don't know what happened there, but go ahead.
So, yeah, basically, I think they had like camel points, you know, like this cigarettes. They had something like that with like collecting bottle caps or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then if you collected a certain amount, you'd win a fighter jet. And that was like their advertisement. And then some dude did it and they never gave it to him.
Yeah, because those are millions and millions of dollars.
Well, like, maybe not nowadays. Liquid Death. You guys heard of that brand?
I love Liquid Death.
So they're actually doing it. But the thing is, so you actually have to go into a physical store, buy a Liquid Death, keep the receipt, and then you go to liquiddeath.com/jet, and then you import your proof of receipt. And it can't be like online. You have to go to a physical store and do it. And they'll enter you into getting a jet.
Do they have other prizes or just the jet?
Just the jet, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I've seen the jet too. Apparently, it looks like they already purchased it. So
what would you do with that?
So you get a
comes with a helmet too.
You get a jet and you get the hanger like 6 months free at a hanger.
Yeah.
To like store or whatever. But just in case you don't want to do that because you don't know how to fly a jet.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
And everything, you can opt out and get $250K instead.
That's not equal to the value of the jet.
Yeah, I kind of feel like
that was going to be my question. Like, do you guys think it is? It
wasn't.
wasn't.
No.
Like, you'd have to look up on eBay how much are these jets selling for.
Well, the Pepsi one.
F-16, what is it?
The Pepsi one was like a legit fighter jet that they showed. This one is like more like a commercial, like maybe.
Like a small private jet?
Yeah.
It's more than 250.
I mean, it looks like a fighter jet.
Yeah,
it's like a 1 or 2 seater. Like
it's a lot of money. That's not equal to that.
Yeah, but it's like, taking a cash payout on the lotto versus taking payments.
But if it really is what you're saying, then just get it and sell it.
Yeah, I'd sell it.
Yeah.
Sell it for $500.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find a broker.
Or you can charter it out. Start a business chartering it out to people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that.
Well, you have to have a pilot you hire, and then they, I don't know. That could be lucrative.
You should try it since you like it so much.
I don't buy it that much.
No? I might just do it once just to see how it works.
Yeah.
Which brings me to another conversation on the same topic. Mm-hmm. So this is marketing, basically, right? And I see this a lot because I follow a lot of moto people. Right? I'm sure I know there is other places too because I see it and I'm like, yeah, right. Mr. Beast is huge on it.
Mm-hmm.
But what's up with like everyone being like, you know, buy some merch and you're entered to win this new bike. And every cell in my body is like, dude, that shit's rigged.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever gets that bike is going to be, you know. So I'm like, you guys seen that?
No.
I've
seen a lot of people pushing merch lately, but
they like win something and it's like win this Lambo. And you're like, dude, you're not going to are people really buying on certain things? I get it. Like there's some guys that will do like win this 110.
Right.
You know, a brand new 110 is $3,200, right? So say you go to a dealer and these guys are like, you know, big people on social media and the dealer is like, you know, shout us out and we'll give you the bike half off or maybe we'll even give you the bike, right? Mm-hmm. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
$3,200 at the end of the day. They're probably making more than $3,200 in merch.
Right.
But are you making more than $500,000 in merch, like for that Lambo that you're giving away?
Depends on who's doing it. If Mr. Beast is doing it, I bet so.
Yeah, I guess like the Nelk guys, they say like Full Send, they've said that they've done like $1 million drops before, where like they're sell out in like 2 hours and it's like $1 million.
Oh, really?
So I'm like, okay, I get it.
Right.
But that we're talking about like the highest of highest, you know. I'm talking about these smaller people, and
they're buying the Lambo themselves, so.
Maybe.
Yeah, because if it was like sponsored and given to them, but I don't know, that's a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. And then you got to sell that amount of merch to cover that, and then also to make a bit, profit on it.
Right.
I don't know, but it just seems like that's like the thing to do now. And then all of a sudden, Liquid Death comes out, and they're like, "Hey, we're just gonna give you a jet.
Yeah,
just buy our product at a local store." And I'm like, who's going to get the jet? Like the son of the CEO.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, hey, this guy won it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm so confused by the cash value. Like, was this like a recovered jet in Ukraine or something?
It was probably a jet they got on accident.
Right.
They're like, hey, we want this jet to like fly places. And it shows up. They're like, yeah, that was the small one. We didn't mean to.
Yeah.
So we're just going to give it away.
Yeah, fuck it.
Who knows? UFC this weekend. First ever titty punch KO.
What?
Yep. So Melissa Gatto versus Tamaris Vidal. Vidal gets punched in the titty. Can't continue. The fight is called to a TKO.
I did not know about this.
Breast cancer.
That was a question I was going to ask you, but I mean, literally these girls punch each other in the breast all
constantly.
the time. Yeah. So it's like and I don't think she had like a breast implant.
Yeah.
For one, like if you do, like you probably shouldn't be a fighter.
Right.
You know? So she didn't really look that stacked there, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So getting punched and then she couldn't take it. It's wild. So this is like the first time this ever happened in female UFC.
Huh. That's interesting. I don't know.
Can you relate to that?
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine it'd be good.
I mean, imagine, Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. Max broke the dude's nose in the seconds ending the first round, and then he fought another 4 rounds with a broken nose. And this girl can't fight with a bruised nipple.
Well, maybe she broke a rib or sternum or something. I mean, she could still break it.
I don't know if you get ribs
go all the way up.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's ribs.
I'm not a gynecologist.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, maybe
new today.
if she broke a rib, I don't know. Plenty of people fight with broken ribs, so I don't know.
Yeah, I heard that's one of like the most painful things.
Yeah, I mean, it could, in theory, have punctured something, or who knows how bad it was. But
well,
I mean, even if
I think if it was that bad, we would have heard like a retraction to like maybe some of the comments or something. Someone be like, "Oh, by the way, she did break something or something."
Yeah,
like that. But
that's
it was just
true.
more of kind of laughing at her, which kind of sucks. But at the same time,
maybe she was, maybe it was that time of the month. Don't things get like more sensitive,
But to where you can't continue.
I don't know.
I mean, even if she got the wind knocked out of her from that or whatever, you'd still. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
And in a fighting sense, like you don't feel like probably a lot of stuff that that's bad on your body at that moment.
Right, right.
Yeah, you got adrenaline going.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it's bad if like someone gets keeled over.
Yeah.
Stuff. So
that was kind of a weird one. But what do you think about that as far as like getting punched in the tit all the time, like for breast cancer?
I don't know if there's been studies on that where repeated trauma to the tissue like causes something like that to happen. Google that.
I'm on it.
So maybe it could be possible. I've never heard of that happening, but
I think female mixed martial arts is kind of newer.
Yeah.
To where like they're actually getting hit there a lot more than, maybe a kick. I don't know.
I don't know.
So maybe that's where the data hasn't come in because it's kind of a newer thing. But you kind of would think getting punched there for a female at least.
Yeah. I feel like it'd have to be repeatedly in the same exact spot.
It says it is a common misconception that breast injury could cause cancer. No available research exists that indicates a link between breast injury and cancer. And this is from the medicalnewstoday.com.
Well, there you go.
There it is. In other news, did you hear that they, they being the science community, found a link between certain proteins in your blood and being able to predict cancer up to 7 years early?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a pretty huge breakthrough.
Nah, that's nothing.
You don't think so?
I feel like
there's even
7
any
years
science?
early? That's
I feel like
huge.
they've known this stuff and they just don't put it out.
Well, yeah.
So this is something that
there's
they're telling us about now. But it's going to be like 30 years from now. It's like, hey, what happened to that thing where you're going to predict cancer like 7 years early?
Right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of testing and, theory and whatever that has to be proven.
Was it any type of cancer?
I think 7, like it was like major types: colon cancer, breast cancer. I don't know if they did anything with the lungs there, but it listed a number of them. Because
that's the thing. That's obviously amazing, but it never seems to like.
Is it going to
actually
be put
happen.
into practice anytime soon?
Yeah,
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's like they come up with all these studies and like they're like, oh, and it's all bullshit. Like they didn't really do it. I don't think.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. There's every single day, if you just look at if you look at news threads and stuff, it's like every single day there's scientific breakthroughs, and then it takes 20 years for that to be introduced to the medical field. So I don't know, but that's something that I was like, well, if that's true, I mean, it's just spike proteins or proteins in your blood that they should be able to identify. So maybe that won't take as long.
Yeah, but then they'll like come out with a phone that does something that's ridiculous, and they'll put it out in a year.
Right.
Right. Health or technology, like let's focus on health a little bit more. But
that's one of my conspiracy theories is that there's been a cure for cancer for years, and they won't put it out because it's too much money in the treatment. That's just a theory.
Well, if they were to listen to Daddy Elon, they'd realize that our population's not so good. So we need to like have us that are here living live a little bit longer than we should. Right?
Well, I mean, not really. You only need to be here long enough to procreate and then move on.
Yeah, so maybe cure cancer.
So there's no incentive to keep people alive longer because no one in their 50s, 60s, 70s is having babies.
True. Yeah, and they're going to be having babies in like literal artificial wombs soon. So people won't even need to be pregnant.
Yeah,
so
they're doing that
with
with cows
kids
now and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you guys listen to the new Joe Rogan with Terrence Howard?
Oh, no, I didn't.
No.
I heard a clip from that the other day, though.
So, yeah, I've been watching clips. It's been going crazy.
Yeah.
He
was saying all sorts of crazy
stuff.
stuff.
But I guess he opened up the conversation with basically saying, I woke up in my mother's womb, and he like knew that he was a baby, and he was in his mother's stomach, and he told himself, don't ever forget this, don't forget, stuff like that. And it's like, if you want to go on a podcast and maybe not have people think you're crazy, don't start with that.
Yeah. My mother-in-law made me listen to something that was along the same lines. Some guy that was talking about how the moon landing was fake. Whatever your thoughts are, it doesn't matter. But in this podcast, he associated the moon landings and went on, like he was talking about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's convincing. Okay, I see what's going on here. I mean, anywhere you look, you could look at anything and find reasons why it may not or may have happened, and people are trying to hide it. But he went on into deeper and deeper conspiracies, and the whole thing fell apart for me. You know, some kind of thing where I was like, oh, okay, 9/11 was an inside job, you know, who killed JFK, big things, but like some of the reasons he gave, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you had me almost convinced there, and then you went off the rails, and now I'm like, okay, I'm back to square one.
My big thing is I also listened to one. I'll like start listening to some, and then I'm like, oh, this is just too much for me, and I'll shut it off. But he had another nerd dude on there that was like a game developer, and he's big on the we live in a simulation, computer, whatever.
Oh,
you know?
That stresses me out.
And it's like they talk so much, and they're very intelligent, right? And they like bring out these theories, and like they're not even theories to them; it's they know.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's like, but what are you doing with that information besides being on a podcast and talking about it?
Right.
Right. Terrence Howard, like, what actually are you doing? He's saying like gravity's not real. So what are you doing to show us that instead of just going on Rogan? Because he knows formulas, and he's made his own periodic table, and
he made his own periodic table.
It's you know, I have to listen to it. It's like a 3-hour long thing.
Oh, God.
That's what I say. Like sometimes it's just too much. Where it's like I just can't listen to this. I have to like prepare myself to listen to that one.
I've heard about people doing. This is going to sound really like woo woo and weird, like meditations or past life regressions where they like get into a state where they can remember sort of being born or remember in the womb moments or whatever. That I don't like discount, because I'm going to say I kind of believe in that if you can tap into that or whatever. But when you're like disproving like math and like I don't know, stuff like that, that's a little too much.
But that's what I'm saying. But what are even the people you're talking about? But what are you guys doing with it?
I think that's maybe making them feel like it makes them know like the meaning of life more, or their purpose in this world more, or whatever.
But if they know that knowledge, why can't they tap into it where they actually do figure out the meaning of life and come out and tell us or explain it to us or show us that we can do it too? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's more just all like, let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
You know? Like the dudes that invented the airplane, they didn't just talk about do it. They
jumped off a fucking cliff on a
But we have airplanes
on the glider, and they're like, oh, it works. That reminds me of something else. You know who Graham Hancock is?
Yeah.
So he was on. This was like actually the first time this ever happened, but he was on the Joe Rogan podcast with an actual archaeologist.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know his background,
those guys needed a fist fight.
Yeah, he was, for those of you that don't know his background, he has been a huge pusher. He's a journalist, but he's an investigative journalist. And what he's done is he's gone all around the world and found these clues and things of old civilizations. And his life's work basically at this point has been trying to link all those into one global civilization, it seems like, where the technology or their capabilities were far advanced. If you look at the pyramids, stuff like that. Things that they've just been able to do without explanation, you know. So he's been hard pressed trying to convince or get the archaeological community to look farther into certain things, you know. And so the first time ever, an archaeologist actually said, "Okay, I'll go on with Graham, and we'll debate. We'll debate and have a conversation." And yeah, it was something like 3.5 hours long. I listened to the whole thing, but the interesting thing, the simple takeaway from it and what this guy stressed, and, you know, I don't know if you took the same thing away, but he basically laid it out, and there was plenty of conversation there, just trying to basically kind of prove or disprove certain things. But the overall message was archaeologists go based on pure evidence of what they have. Graham has these, like, kind of like a conspiracy theorist, okay? Like, he has these questions and, these things are unanswered, and I can link these up. You know, he has a super popular book called Fingerprints of the Gods from, like, I think the 90s.
He has a shitload of books.
Yeah. And I think that was the first one where he linked all these things and he makes these cases. But the archaeologist says, but we don't, based on the evidence that we have and the knowledge base that we've built, nothing points to that at all. And that's basically how it all came out. He's like, we do like science-based stuff, right? Like, there's nothing that ever said that there was some huge civilization that was far beyond their capabilities that we're aware of. And it all kind of boiled down into like that very simple, like, well, this is how we look at it. So this is all we have to go on. Like we can grab at things and find things that we can link, but there's no proof of that existing anywhere else.
Yeah.
He did have a lot to say about certain things that I can't regurgitate just simply because my capacity is too low. But it was super, super interesting. I don't know what you took away from that conversation, but
yeah, I don't know. It was kind of annoying, you know. The scientist dude kind of had an arrogance about him, like I know it all, so
right,
you can't be right at all,
right,
type deal. And then the other guy was more like, yeah, but I think same sentiment. He's like, yeah, but it's like you're that arrogant with your knowledge and scientific that you don't want to look past it.
Right.
But, you know, there's protocols. I don't know exactly how you're supposed to do stuff, so I don't know. But that's kind of what I got from it. And the other guy's just telling him, Graham's telling him, like, you need to, like, open up your horizon to maybe take these things that I'm saying and look into it. But you guys don't do that. And you guys just say, like, no, that's not real before you even look into it because you follow a certain protocol, right? Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
And maybe one day that stuff will come about. You know, I'm not here to say one or the other was right, but the explanation was, oh, okay, so that's why their archaeological community has been so like, that's not, we're not looking into that.
Yeah, and the craziest thing is like, it's almost like the Oak Island thing. Mm-hmm. It's
that shit annoys me so bad.
So Graham's on that where he's so convinced that he's found something new or he knows something, and he's so bothered by other people not understanding, comprehending, or like listening to him and stuff like that. And it's like the same thing at Oak Island. Those guys are so convinced that there's treasure on that island. Yet they look and look, and every time they think they found it, they haven't found shit.
But how much of that do you think is just production? Like, hey, this episode we're burying a fucking penny we found.
Yeah.
From
I mean, maybe, but I'm just saying that's my comparison.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that's where Graham is. And it must be so hard because he really believes it.
Right.
When the other guy, he believes the science and the stuff he sees.
Right.
So
right.
He sleeps a little bit better at night.
I mean, and you know, I'm sure there's some truth to what Graham says.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that he says is truthful from what he's found. But he's also just kind of creating a theory around it. But, you know, recent advancements in technology have given like way to like doing LiDAR all over the Amazon, and they found all kinds of shit that that they would have said, oh yeah, there's nothing there or something, you know?
It always makes me think when I look at the mountains here, I'm like, are those pyramids underneath there?
Oh, I used to think that when I was a kid. I used to think there was like big dinosaurs buried in there, and that was just the dirt covering them.
There might be something. That's kind of what these guys
watch
are saying.
Too many Transformers movies.
Yeah.
The thing I did like about it was, you know, Joe's the moderator, and there's a part where he's like reads a article where he's trashing Graham. Right. Or Graham reads an article where the other guy was trashing him, and then Joe's like, "You said that?" He's like, well, no, I mean, you're taking it out of context. He's like, no, it says it right there in the article. So why would you say that? It's just like me going to the dentist where they're like scolding me. That was like funny. The funniest part in it. I'm like, dude, these guys just need a box.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
That would have been awesome. Just a fist fight. That's kind of what I equate everything, just violence.
Great.
I don't know. Speaking of being violent, UFC star Khabib. Mm-hmm. He's escaped Russia, owing $3 million in taxes.
Oh, where's he at?
He's obtained citizenship in the UAE.
Okay. That's interesting.
So I guess between his businesses, whether he was a partner in it or whatever, it's just everything that he was involved in. I think it was like $300 million. And with $300 million, he ended up owing like $3 million. Mm-hmm. So he said, fuck that. And he left Russia.
Really?
So yeah, without paying it or whatever. And now he lives in somewhere in Dubai.
Yeah, he better not go back.
Area. Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing.
That's crazy because
but also that's like, Khabib.
He was all about his motherland.
Yeah. Now when it's you owe $3 million.
Yeah, he's like, nah.
But the thing is, like, what I read from it, it almost made it trying to make it sound like maybe it wasn't even his fault. because he has business partners and stuff like that. So like I think he keeps up with like what he's supposed to. And then at the end of the day, they're like, no, you owe $3 million still. And it's like, well, that wasn't even me type deal.
Yeah.
And that's probably why he's like, I ain't paying that shit. I
Right.
don't know. But imagine him going back and they're like, hey, Khabib's in town. Go get him.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
who go get him?
Yeah. Holy smokes. That seems like a really low number, though. There must be some.
3 million?
Yeah. From 300 million, that's 1%.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he's probably kept up with all his stuff.
Yeah.
There was just some shady stuff going on.
Okay.
Where like they came back and they're like, no, you guys still owe $3 million. And he was like, that wasn't me. That's not me. Why am I paying it? But it's under your companies.
Right.
You know. So who knows? But that's kind of a weird thing where it's just like, I'm pretty sure he has that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, the money?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, why not
He's
just
fine.
pay it?
Maybe just based on principle.
I'd be like, hey, Daddy Dana, one more fight, 10 million.
Yeah.
And then you get your 3 out of there, you pay your taxes, and, you know, even if you get your ass kicked. I'm pretty sure he has it, but that's, I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing. Some other guy that might be doing tax evasion, Mark Zuckerberg, celebrated his 40th B-Day in Panama on his $300 million. So he bought a $300 million, what Khabib made with all his companies combined, super yacht, named the Launch Pad.
Nice.
Yeah. It's
What's his
387-foot vessel.
Holy shit. So what's the so there's tax? Why is that related to tax burden?
No, I'm just saying he celebrated his birthday. Happy birthday, Mark.
Because he's
Oh, yeah.
rich and he probably
Yeah.
just evades
Yeah.
taxes too.
Yeah.
I mean, he
No,
bought
it
a
was-
yacht for $300 million.
I wonder where he bought it at.
Yeah.
Because that matters. Like that's where the taxes will be collected, you know?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm sure that's all custom.
It was in Panama, so probably there.
Okay.
Well, a lot of times they have them like shipped down too. Somebody will drive your yacht for you down to, so
wish
you
I
don't
could do
have
that.
to do it. And then you just fly to the place, get on your yacht kind of thing.
Yeah.
Imagine buying a yacht like that and then going, oh, I don't have the money to get it to where I need to be.
Yeah.
I don't have money for gas.
The maintenance is too
Well,
much.
and like the staff, everything, it's like so expensive
Oh,
to
yeah.
have one
Oh,
of those. Not just pay for it up front, but just
Well, it's
having
$300
it.
million just to pay for it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens with these like fake flexers that buy like the Lambo, but then they can't buy
The
like the
insurance.
tires
Yeah.
and insurance.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Can't do an oil change on it.
Like, so you know, you got Lambos with just marked up rims all
Yeah.
over the place. And
My thing is, it's called the Launch Pad. Kind of makes me, because wasn't there?
so there's got to be a helicopter landing on it somewhere, right?
Probably.
Yeah, well,
or rocket.
Yeah, maybe an Elon rocket.
Oh.
Because I know there was he was making this new house, right, with like a crazy bunker.
Oh,
And
in
people were-
Hawaii.
Oh, in
People-
Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah, and people were like, "What's Mark know that we don't know?"
Oh,
Right.
Probably a lot.
And now he has a yacht that can go basically anywhere in the world, and it's called the Launch Pad.
Yeah.
And if shit goes wild, he's launching somewhere
Yeah.
to his probably bunker.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, maybe Mark does know something.
He knows something.
Oh, yeah.
He's a robot.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got. That's all I got for you guys.
Well, with that, you saw that Russia, I think it was a UN, they voted to about nukes in space.
No,
No?
I don't know.
This was recently. I think it was the UN. So they had, their meetings or whatever, and they were voting on stuff. And one of the things was agreement that we're not putting nukes in space, right?
What do you mean putting nukes in space?
Like to launch them from space?
Yeah, you can't
the
like put
target?
nuclear arms in space, right?
Mhm.
Because one, you'd think that people could launch them to Earth from there, and two,
Well, yeah. What else would you do with it?
detonating a
Blow
nuke in
up the
space will disable all satellites,
Oh, God. Yeah.
which is a huge thing. But since
Well,
then,
maybe.
Russia was the only country that didn't vote yes on that. I think China voted; they abstained. So, but that's their move every time. So everyone's like, "Well, what's the deal? You know, what's going on?" And now all of a sudden, last week they launched. No, maybe it was earlier last month. They launched something into space, which the U.S. is concerned about the capabilities of it, and it's in the same path as one of our orbiting satellites that's been created for like intelligence gathering and stuff and communications.
So that's why you have the nukes there, because if we had them there, we just shoot down what they shot up.
I don't know if it works like that, but
Totally works that way.
yeah. But so that's pretty concerning. Maybe Mark's onto something there.
I don't believe in all that stuff.
We all need yachts, you know.
All I believe is every day I wake up and it's the same life. Great life. That's it. Well, I mean, prices have gone up. Other than that, then it's kind of the same shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm
But when you were talking about that, I was going to say, oh, you're one of those guys that believes in space, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you do to conspiracy theories.
Oh, yeah.
Like every time. What do you guys think about the moon landing? You think we really... I'm like, oh, you're one of those guys that believes in the moon, huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
That's funny.
Yeah. That's what you got to do. You fuck with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Megan, we wanted to know.
Let's get down to the real business.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Girl talk.
Great.
We were talking about this before you got here.
Okay.
But how ridiculous it is with girls. And you're a girl, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I didn't ask your
Born that way.
your pronouns when you came in, so I was
Yeah.
just making sure. But
Very polite of you.
the audacity that women have with like guys doing certain things because other girls are there included, right?
Oh, okay.
And so say like you go to a strip club.
Okay.
What's your feeling about your husband going to a strip club?
I don't think he's ever been to one, but I have had that conversation before. If there was like a bachelor party happening or whatever, that really depends on the person, how secure they are. I wouldn't care, but that's because I know also that he wouldn't be doing anything gross or like shady, or I don't know. Like if he went there, he would literally be sitting there, not touching any girls, not, you know, like that sort of thing.
Okay, well, that's not allowed, Megan.
Well, some guys still do that. Some places it might be allowed.
They get kicked
Who
out.
knows?
Okay, so let's just say your husband might be one of those that would maybe stray off, you know.
Then as the wife, you'd probably not want them to go and you'd be pissed about it.
But why?
Because you know how they would behave. So
okay,
you don't
so
want
his
that to
behavior,
happen.
not necessarily the other females there.
Yeah, you can't. That's something I really don't like. When you can't hold the strippers accountable in this example, it's not, they're not it. That's not their deal.
Yeah.
They're not involved in your marriage. It's the dude in that situation.
Yeah.
Like that's...
Well, that's 100% correct.
Yeah.
I feel the same exact same way.
But I think where we're going more is like, I think sometimes females give, and it's cool because then obviously like it's like, oh, your wife must think you're really amazing, but they give us more credit. They think that I'm just gonna walk into a strip club and all the girls are just gonna pull their panties off and I can just have my way with every single. And it's like that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Have you ever been anywhere and you seen a guy and you're like, I want to have sex with him?
No.
Just looking at him, they didn't really do much. They
probably no. Okay. I don't know.
So other question
definitely is, not since I've been married.
Have you ever seen a guy and then just had sex with him?
No.
But that's exactly how I think females think.
Yeah.
That you're gonna go out, boys' time in Vegas, on the golf course.
Yeah.
At the strip club, and your guy is just gonna cheat on you because you know what? That guy is just the hottest thing in the world, and every girl wants to have him.
I mean, does
that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Tinder's a thing, though, right?
But that's a mutual thing, right? So a female's on there for a certain reason as well as a guy.
Right.
We're going to a strip club. Those girls are just trying to make money.
Okay. Well, I mean, removed from the strip club, though. I guess what I'm saying is Tinder's a thing because people want to meet up, right? I mean, they try to pass it off as a dating app. Well, I mean, from your question, like, you know, oh, have you ever seen a guy and be like, hey, I want to do him?
No girl has probably done
like, yeah, but chicks, that's exactly what Tinder is. Like, swipe. Okay.
Yeah, but that's a different...
Add him to the bucket list.
That's a different mentality.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just like, we're talking about just, if I was like, hey, I'm going to go, you know, meet up this girl I met on Tinder, of course the wife's going to be like, what?
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
But if like, I'm going to go to the golf course, then why would your wife be like, no, there's a golf cart girl there?
Oh, just because there's girls at a normal place like that? Yeah, that I don't get. I think that's just people being insecure.
Yeah, and
Like-
then give it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I was.
Do you think that has anything to do with their own behavior?
I don't know. I guess probably that would depend on the track record there, but
I mean, I agree with you 100%
Yeah.
on the thing that's
Yeah.
like always like, it's not the other person. It's you, in this case, your spouse or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the person you got to trust. Like,
yeah,
okay.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But also, my point is, as a man, I think the girls think it's a little bit easier for us. Or they think it's easier for us to go out anywhere and we can get girls. And realistically, it's the other way around.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Any girl can go to the bar.
Yeah, human species is one of the only ones where the girls control.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
It's actually the same way everywhere else. But I mean, you know, like,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
like
Yeah.
women typically are like more, I would say, attractive
Mm-hmm.
in nature, as you will. But like in the animal kingdom, it's always the males that are prettier
Yeah.
to try to attract a female.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and the women have the pick of the bunch.
Right.
And the other way around it doesn't go like that. Like a
Mhm.
man doesn't just walk in. It's like, yeah, you. That's it.
Right.
But
We're
that's
outta
how
here.
that's
Yeah.
how
No.
females think.
Yeah.
I think, you know, they think, oh, anywhere you go, and it's like that's not how it works. But a
No.
female going to a bar, you could pick 5 guys, and out of the 5 guys, maybe 3 of them will have sex with you. Maybe 2. That's pretty good odds, right?
Sure.
A male can go to a bar and pick 5 random girls, and none of them will have sex with you.
They're like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, fuck
I'm
no.
like, ew, gross.
got a
Get
Lambo?
away from me.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So that's
Can you
like
make the payments?
Mhm.
that's what's crazy to me.
Yep.
It's 2 females.
I-
So we
I don't
wanted
know.
it.
I'm not like that. So
We
I
wanted
don't
your
know,
input
but
on it.
yeah, I know. I wouldn't say people I associate with, like girls I associate with, aren't like that. But I've seen that happen plenty. So yeah,
That's where you should step in and be like, hey, your dude is not that good.
yeah. Maybe calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He ain't gonna bang no one tonight.
yeah, yeah. I see that a lot on one of my guilty pleasure reality shows, 90 Day Fiance, where
But that sounds like a disaster.
oh, it's great. It's the best. One of the girls, her husband is not a looker at all. And she accuses him of cheating all the time over everything. And it's so funny to me because I'm just like, how do you think that women are just flocking to that guy and throwing themselves on him? And he's just pulling girls left and right. There's no way. It's hilarious. But
I will
that's
say
how
there
she
are
is.
guys with a lot of game though.
Oh yeah.
But that takes a little bit. Like I'm just saying, in a night, you're not gonna walk in somewhere and a girl's just gonna want you, right?
Yeah.
So it might take a while for you to talk to your girl, her, you know,
Right.
whatever. But I'm not saying that obviously you can't. But then that comes in where you're saying, like, if your husband's doing that, then obviously you know that, and that's why you act like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, so you kind of know your husband or not. But
Mm-hmm.
some guys have game. A lot of guys nowadays don't.
Most.
They can't pull no girl.
Yeah.
So they ain't doing it
Majority.
just based on looks.
Yeah.
So imagine even if you were like Tom Cruise, right?
So positive.
Well, it's the truth, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think it has something to do with our age?
No, we should pull more chicks.
Okay. All right. I just, as I grow older, I'm like, I could give a fuck less about like chicks. I mean, obviously I'm
you're
married. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not a priority. It's not anything. I don't even like when I was younger, I was always like, what's up? What's going
Yeah.
on? You know?
Yeah. That was.
Well, yeah, you're married.
I'm just saying as I grow older, like mentality's completely changed.
Yeah. It doesn't even cross your mind.
Right.
Like, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It probably should have changed when you got married.
I mean, it did.
Well, yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You're saying as I get older, it's like, well, no.
I mean, it's just less and less of even a fucking like, you know, dad jokes are a reason for a thing because it's just like you care about things that you used to be like, oh yeah, that's stupid. No, it's just like, okay, I'm saying that.
So you're saying you
That's
don't
happening
look at
right. It's happening
women?
right now. No.
I look like a motherfucker, dude. I got eyes. I see things. So, but I mean, I obviously it's not you're acting on it, but
Yeah.
I am a connoisseur of the women
The
physique.
female form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see things.
Yeah. All
But-
right.
That's about it. But that hasn't changed. I don't think.
Right. Okay.
I could, you know, I see beauty. I see it, you know, in a house. I'm like, oh, that's a nice house.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be stupid if I was like, oh, I didn't see that house, you know? I didn't see that car. Man, damn, that guy's truck's sick.
Right.
Even though my truck is sick.
Right.
You know? But I still admire other people's stuff sometimes.
Okay. All right.
Just saying. But
let me get my T tested, I think.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe low T.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's the
That'll
issue.
get ya.
Yeah.
I should get mine reduced.
Oh, yeah. You got too much? Probably.
Maybe.
You need estrogen to like balance it out a little bit.
No, he's like, no, that's not an issue. We don't need that.
I think it's called being born Hispanic.
Oh.
That could be, I mean, that seems to be a trait.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, some of the dirtiest mouth dudes I've ever worked with have been like Puerto Rican or, you know, if somewhere south, I'm always like,
They're always the ones catcalling too.
They have eyes. They see things.
I guess that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens. I don't approve of that, though.
Oh, okay.
I keep it to myself.
okay.
Right.
Like I said, I get embarrassed when I go to the dentist and I get yelled at. So imagine like catcalling a girl and getting yelled at by her.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Oh my God.
More people should be embarrassed about things. They wouldn't do things.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that nowadays, though. What else could we ask Megan, relationship-wise?
You know anything about testicles?
Not like super specifically.
Okay.
I'm not a nurse, by the way, to everybody. I just have a lot of medical
No,
experience.
I just bring that up because like recently they found like some study found every single testicle they looked into. I would assume these are cadavers.
Mm-hmm.
They found microplastics in. So
For
what's
how
that
long?
doing?
they're not sure.
Oh, like how long has it been there?
No, for how long has that study been? Is it like a recent thing or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah.
testicles
Recent.
from the 50s?
Super recent.
No, recent.
Super recent. They're
Yeah.
just like, oh my God, there's like, you know, microplastic, I guess, is considered anything smaller than 5 millimeters, however big that is, teeny tiny. I wonder if it's visible to the naked eye.
Probably not. I don't know. I feel like if it was visible,
Well,
it would be
millimeter
causing major issues.
Is what,
I
a
don't know.
thousandth of a meter? So,
I don't know.
no. I don't know. Fuck.
I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be.
Anyway, the new study they found, every single testicle now apparently has microplastics in it from ingesting them.
Well,
Assumed through food, but
wasn't there a thing that came out with Lunchables have microplastics?
I think
or
that was
something?
mercury.
Oh, great. That's even better.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, so
Or was it
everything we're
lead?
eating.
One of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Huh.
I don't know. That's
Great.
kind of frightening, and I think it might have something to do with lowering sperm count across the board.
Yeah, how many of those did you eat as a kid?
I
Not
don't
much.
know.
Oh, no? I ate a lot of those as a kid.
Yeah. I mean,
They're probably better back then, though.
I feel like they
Compared
were
to now?
worse.
No.
right next to the
Really?
paint plant.
So they were doing all sorts of like carcinogenic dyes and probably, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like everything's just worse now than it was back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. Definitely. The 90s.
That's why we need to
80s.
make more kids.
Yeah.
Because those kids are going to die a lot quicker than us.
Okay. There is a case here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
See? Trying to
Mhm.
tell you guys. Yeah, that's crazy. That's why I say, like, dude, just live your life. Every
'Cause you
day,
never know.
every day we wake up, it's the same shit. Like, we were supposed to be World War III already. It hasn't happened.
Yeah.
The only close thing that we've ever had that in our lifetime, well, 9/11, but supposedly that was an inside job, and but like COVID. Like one day we woke up and we're like, hey, we're shutting down the world, and we're like, holy shit, that was wild.
Yeah.
That was like the wildest time I've ever experienced. But
Yeah.
other than that, every day is the same. So just live life to the fullest, because you're gonna die because you got plastic on your balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything will kill you.
Yeah. It's so funny because I was telling Dave, like, those waters, LaCroix or any bubbly water, I like getting that at like restaurants and stuff. And I saw like a TikTok of some chick talking, and she's like, those are really bad for you. And I'm like,
Of course.
of course.
Yeah.
I can't win.
No.
She say why?
Yeah, because basically what you're doing when you're breathing out is getting carbon dioxide out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those are filled with carbon dioxide. So all you're doing is putting that stuff in your body when your body, all it wants to do is release it.
The way you burp so much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But so that's what the thing, it's like when you breathe out, you're breathing out carbon dioxide because your body doesn't like it. That's what it wants to get rid of. It's a toxin to your body.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're drinking water that has it in it. It's bad for you. And I'm like, dude, I just can't win.
Nope.
That sounds like shit to me.
You think, yeah. But that's the thing, nowadays.
There's always somebody who will say something's bad for you. Too much water is bad for you. Too much air is bad for you. Drinking out of this bottle is bad for you.
Yeah. So I saw this girl post the other day. She's like, she had headphones in at the gym, but they were wired. She's like, wired because I don't want brain cancer. And I'm like,
fucking great.
So your phone's not near you though.
Yeah.
Right?
The Bluetooth signal.
Yeah, because I'm sure your phone has more signal of something than your little ear pods.
Yeah, I think by now we would have some pretty significant data if that was going to be the case, you know?
I don't know. What does worry me is like, because I sleep with my watch on and it's Bluetooth, and sometimes it's like right here. I'm like, maybe I should take my watch off.
You don't have wrist cancer yet?
You know?
Yeah.
It's just stuff like that. So it's like, dude,
I wouldn't worry about it.
Just live your life and have fun and do whatever makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want to go to McDonald's every day, do it. You want to work out, be in the carnivore diet, do it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to bang a lot of chicks and get a disease,
HIV.
Do it.
Yeah, you go for it. But just live your life and have fun because everyone's going to come out with something how it's bad for you.
Yep.
And I will leave us with this, unless you guys got something else.
Carbonation is a solution of carbon dioxide, gas, and water.
Yeah. And she's saying it's bad for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, half the time you see something, you're like, that's not even true.
Well, I know. I don't know about that one. But the thing is, like, would I rather drink carbonated water at a restaurant or water that tastes like they just scooped it out of the toilet?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So I'll probably take.
Yeah,
my
you're
risk.
a water guy for sure.
Yeah,
You're always
I'm a
like,
big
water
water
tastes
guy.
like shit.
Mhm.
Like,
Ooh, restaurant tap water is always bad.
oh yeah, it is.
Oof.
So I'm like, bring me the expensive stuff.
Yeah.
Bring me the bottle.
The
Is
bubbly.
what I tell them.
The
Bring me the
Pellegrino.
bubbly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pellegrino over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I drink my water out of glass and everyone thinks I'm drinking wine.
There it is.
They're like, dude, is that wine? I'm all, dumb motherfucker, I'm at the gym. You think I got wine at the gym? It's a bottle, like, because it's like 25 ounces or whatever. It's like perfect.
A Pellegrino?
It's something else.
Oh, that was that water when I went through my water thing, and it was in the picture you sent me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought you were drinking wine.
See?
That was it. Yeah.
So it's in a glass bottle,
Yeah.
25 ounces. And it's like, it says something like kind of vineyard style or whatever,
Okay.
But it's just water, right? Okay. And I like it because it's a nice glass bottle. When I put it in the fridge, it's always cold. But I put electrolytes in it. So sometimes it's like a pink lemonade. So it looks like probably like wine.
Oh, great. Yeah.
So I'm doing that at the gym. And
People are thinking you're out a little fucking dessert wine.
Or I'm in my truck
Mm-hmm.
pounding out a stop sign. People are like,
that's what I worry about with the liquid death cans. Because especially the mango ones that are gold, they look like a beer can.
Yeah, beer can.
So I'm like, well, if I get pulled over, that's not a big deal. Just
right.
Yeah. Well, you're anywhere you get pulled over in Reno, you're probably fine.
Well, depends.
You know my last name
No.
is what you say. Anyways. Yeah, we'll just end it there. I had another story for you guys, but that's all right.
All right.
We'll wait till next week or something.
Cliffhanger.
Okay.
What do you got going on this weekend?
This weekend?
Anything?
Oh, wait, it's Memorial Day weekend, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. We're going to the in-laws in Chico.
Oh, fun.
Because it's going to be nice and hot and they have a nice pool. So I like going there because I'm one of the lucky people that has really cool in-laws. So I love hanging out at their house. It feels like vacation because they wait on me. They help with my kid. So it's great.
Right on.
Yeah.
What do you got going on?
It's
your
wife's birthday. So we're going to go, I don't know, some bistro at the Atlantis or something. It's supposed to be pretty nice.
Oh, Bistro Napa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Glad to hear. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're going there. And we're not really doing anything else. I mean, there's a few things lined up, but just normal weekend stuff.
Nice.
You?
Mm-hmm.
Just chilling.
That's it?
Just chilling. I'll be chilling at the lake, but I'm going to try and get an interview in with the guys that ghosted me this week.
Nice.
In early next week, because then I'll be at a golf event on Thursday next week. So
right on.
So hopefully I could drop the podcast early. It was some special guests next week. And and then after that is motocross.
Okay.
And I think Mace will be back.
Very good.
Cross our fingers. Mike will be back after next week.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure.
First podcast.
First podcast, rookie.
Went by super fast.
Yeah.
It's already been an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You didn't even realize.
No.
See?
It's great.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week. Until then, thank you for hanging with the boys.
See ya.
Bye.